Riding solo today here on Toro Talk. I'm your host, Bryan Webster, but first, vamos, Toros. Welcome, everyone, to the latest and greatest episode of Toro Talk. I'm here alone. Alex took the week off. Next week, I'll be taking the week off. Schedules kind of misaligned. If you see the mess behind me, I'm doing a closet remodel. It's just complete different type of show today. But we're going to talk about one thing that isn't completely different is our sponsors. We want to thank our sponsors, South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, Big Red, and Pick and Pull self-service used auto parts. We're going to kind of do it a little differently. We're going to review the giant win over Tall City. We're going to kind of preview the syndicate matchup because until someone scores against the Toros, do we really have to dive deeply? There's nothing really to correct. I know Coach Bedwell, Glanville, and the staff will find something to get better at. Obviously, there's things to get better at. It wasn't a perfect game. There were turnovers. There were missed tackles. There were not many missed tackles, I will say that. There were maybe some blocking assignments that weren't picked up, some blitz that weren't picked up that, created a little bit of pressure. Very small details that need to be corrected as the season goes on because we're in the middle of the season now. You're taking on the syndicate for the second time. You win today. They win this week. They have eliminated the syndicate from being the division champs during the regular season. The season goes by real fast in this summer, spring football, Continental Football League. First, let's talk about the game, right? Let's talk about what happened this past weekend against Tall City. It was a blowout. Another week, another game where the Toros gave up 0 points. It's just like 0 points is similar to my man Alex's contribution this week. I'm just kidding, Alex. I know you're going to be watching. So we're going to start with the offense versus the Black Gold. Let's start with the side of the ball that the stadium's rocking, and everyone goes to see the offense because that puts up the points. Even though I love defense, a lot of coaches love defense. The majority of the fans come to see offense. If you're tracking the official game sheet, the Toros offense have put up a staggering 420 yards on offense. And there's balance here for the most part. 315 yards were through the air, 105 on the ground. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. Everyone wants to talk quarterbacks. It's always everyone's favorite position to break down. Will Arndt got the start. Was dealing. He went 15 for 25, racking up 202 yards with 3 passing touchdowns. He had one blemish. That was the interception, but he quickly made up for it by punching one in with his legs for a rushing touchdown. Alex and I discussed a couple weeks ago, said that he wasn't really a mobile quarterback, but he's punching in and on the ground. Then Kelvin Durham, my guy. So we got Alex's guy and my guy, Kelvin Durham. They're both of our guys, but we had, we put our stake on who we thought should have been number one coming into the season without being at training camp, without really talking to Coach Bedwell, we just had our guys. Well, Durham comes in and looked like a starter himself. Looked like the second best quarterback in the league. It may be the best quarterback, but his argument is the guy that he shared a quarterback room with. He went 7 for 9 for 113 yards, a touchdown. When your backup quarterback plays like this, the league, doesn't matter if it's Ohio Valley, it doesn't matter if it's Cincinnati, it doesn't matter if it's any of the Southern Division teams, it does not matter. Those defensive coordinators for the opposing teams cannot sleep at night. Let's talk about distribution. We talk about this all the time with the air raid. You want to spread it out. You want to spread everyone out. You want to go everywhere. Everyone needs to touch the ball because you want to be unpredictable in that sense. Since there aren't a ton of concepts, You want to be very good at all the concepts and getting the ball to everyone's hand. Carpenter had three catches, 106 yards, and a gorgeous touchdown. Legendre, Eccles Looper, Wayne Ruby all found the end zone through the air as well. And shout out to Andrew Henry in the running game, right? 9 carries, 78 yards, a rushing touchdown where he just refused to go down. Overall, like, you can't complain a lot about the offense, right? You can't say that they're not scary, because they are. This is a scary team on offense. And I would, and then we're going to talk about this later, but like right now, it doesn't look like there's a team in the league that can match up. How good is this team? I would argue that this is a quality spring football, not just for the expansion Continental Football League level. I would beg to say UFL, maybe CFL. Not really sure, because CFL, obviously there's some guys that have been there for history. There's a lot of system, and we're a month and 5 weeks into it, right? 4 or 5 weeks into this. But I gotta give it to Bedwell and his offensive staff. This offense seems like it's clicking. It's doing all the things right. Are there areas to improve? Without a doubt. Every coach is going to say yes. I'm about to coach a basketball tournament this upcoming weekend, and it doesn't matter if we win the whole thing. There's going to be things to improve on, and Bedwell will get them to improve. Him and the offensive staff will get them to improve on it. But it's great to see that Arndt comes in. He goes 15 for 25, 3 pass touchdowns. Then you bring in the backup when the game's already out of hand, mind you. So you don't need to throw the ball a lot, but Durham comes in, throws 9 passes, completes 7 for another 113 yards. This is exactly what you want if you're a Toro fan. When we come back, we'll talk defense. But first, we're going to hear a message from our partners, South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center is named one of the top 5 hospitals in the state of Texas for joint procedures. Our integrated approach ensures a smooth journey from diagnosis to recovery. We are a tradition of excellence and a legacy of caring.
Thank you to South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital for partnering with Toro Talk, one of the original partners, and continues to be a strong partner of the Toros, and especially this podcast, the official home of your San Antonio Toros, and the podcast to talk about it. Now we're going to go on to the defensive side. My side, we got Alex's side of the way. He was away, and I wanted to hook, line, and sinker him in to watch, because I would talk a little bit offense. But the defense, man, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good, right? The defense didn't just win their matchup. They took the black gold dignity. If you pull up the game file, the final totals look straight up like arcade game, right? You're playing on rookie mode. They're already looking that dominant. There's a complete and utter sack party in the backfield. The front 7 logged 6 total sacks and 8 tackles for loss. The new guy, Ramon Pire and Robert Rios, were living across the line of scrimmage, combining for 3 sacks between the two of them. And then you talk about the secondary. We trying to come up with a nickname. The bullpen, the whatever it is. Leave a comment below. If one of the defensive backs watches the show and wants to name it, leave a comment below this show right here on YouTube, and we'll get a nickname out there, because I want a nickname, because this defensive secondary is so good. Everyone's going to talk about the sacks and how the defensive line is pressuring and all that, and it's doing fantastic. And it looks like a complete upgrade over any other defensive unit in the Continental Football League right now. But the secondary is solid, man. Hearns had a career day, right? Raking up 2 passes, snagging a massive interception that he returned for a touchdown. He also got part of it with a return for touchdown. When your offense is scoring, when your defense is scoring more points than the other team's offense every single week, it seems like, you're going to be pretty good. Glanville's got this team rolling right now on defense. Then they forced 2 fumbles. Ibrahim scooped it up. Johnson scooped it up. It wasn't just a defensive hold. It was an absolutely defensive onslaught. What's the other team supposed to do? We're going to see the Syndicate again, but it seems like the Syndicate and the Black Gold are kind of mirror images, not really explosive. Their defense is, to an extent, a good, a decent unit, but their offense has nothing that Toro fans should fear. Yes, Glanville and his staff and Bedwell, just like we talked about on offense, they will find things to improve on. Maybe a mixed tackle, maybe a misread, a zone coverage that wasn't perfect, but the other quarterback couldn't rip them apart. There's things to work on, but there's nothing to sit here on this podcast, especially when you're sitting alone and you can't discuss back and forth. But there's nothing here to rip apart and to have a concern. Just be proud, San Antonio. You have a winning football team right now. Talking about winning football in the city of San Antonio, this is going to be kind of a sidebar conversation, but the reports this week about the UFL listing Charleston, South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, a bunch of different locations, right? San Antonio is not on that list. UFL is not coming back. This is San Antonio's chance to be a professional, to have professional football at this time. We got to get out there and support. Pretty good showing the first week, first home game. We've got to build on it, right? Our rivals are coming to town. Syndicate. We got to pack the house. Let's retain the rivalry trophy. And let's build this thing, right? We have great owners, we have great coaching, we have great general manager, we have good players. We've got good support so far, but we got to excel at a higher level. That's not calling out San Antonio in the sense of that I'm disappointed in San Antonio, because obviously the franchise is so far ahead of all the other franchises in the league. Heck, I think we're the only podcast out there that's dedicated to the franchise, right? We have a social media post every day from the franchise. We have an owner that's out there in front leading this franchise. We have members of the community joining. WeFunder continues to grow. We just continue to get better. We got to be the premier franchise, and we are. We got to keep pushing that down the field. So come out. Pack the stadium. Let's go. Let's get more people. Let's continue to improve just like this football team's doing. Get better and better every single week. You could say, well, Bryan, have they gotten better every single week? Go watch the tape, man. Go watch the tape. I don't care how many points they scored in the preseason game. Don't care. Do not care. Look where they did the Syndicate. Look what they did to the Black Gold. This team is continuing to do better. They set the bar pretty high in the preseason game, right? I'll agree with that. But this continues to do better. And it takes us, the fans, it takes us, the podcast, it takes Bedwell, it takes Glanville, it takes Josh and his team, it takes Ace with his graphics, it takes the social media team, it takes every single person that wants professional football in the city of San Antonio to contribute and to continue to build this. And there's a good product, and if they set the bar and other franchises follow, you go, hey, this works. this could be a long-term solution here. Josh came on here a couple weeks ago, or about a month ago, saying, hey, we're making commitments with our sponsors. Sponsors right on your screen. I don't know the insides of the business and everything, but like there's a long-term commitment here. This isn't just the UFL renting out a field. This is someone in our community. This is a team in our community trying to build our community for the professional football in the city of San Antonio. When we come back, after we hear a message from Big Red, we will reveal Player of the Week, because we're going to have Big Red sponsor our Player of the Week right here on Toro Talk.
It's good to be different.
Big Red, deliciously different.
Deliciously different. Thank you to Big Red for partnering with the Toros. So Big Red, like we said, we're, as a new sponsor, we're trying to figure out, do we do the news every single week? Do we go through the Twitter feed, that kind of stuff, discussions and all that? Alex got to pick and pull. Guess what? Because Alex not here, I got to pick and pull this week and we'll show that in a little bit. But the Big Red's going to be player of the game. And the player of the game is the new guy, right? The guy from Louisville, the guy that the news we broke on this podcast, this very podcast of the new signing for the defensive line. So he comes in from the Red Blacks, Ramon Pure. He comes in from the Red Blacks. He comes over, gets 7 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1.5 sacks. He was a defensive presence, and he is just going to start picking up the Jerry Glanville defense. So he is our Big Red player of the game. So let's talk special teams real quick, right? We want to spotlight them this week because I think they did a very good job. Chris Arbiter proved why he's one of the most versatile weapons in the entire league and on this team. 53-yard kick return, added another 43 yards on 2 punt returns. That's a weapon. Now, he's not getting a lot of kickoffs because they're giving up 0 points, so he's getting 1 kickoff. He's doing a little bit of punts. Most of them are not the greatest punts, or they're going for it, or whatever the case is. So he doesn't get a lot of opportunity, but when you're averaging 21.5 yards per punt return and then 53 yards for a kickoff return, like, you're doing pretty good. So we got to shout out Chris Carpenter. And we're going to talk about the kicker, Kenneth Almendarez. Stayed busy with the scoreboard, kicking extra points, and kicking extra points, and added a 44-yard field goal. So shout out to those 2 gentlemen because they stood out this week. Special teams matters, especially if Ohio Valley is better than the Southern Division team. So there's a challenge, a game where the Toros are challenged. This is a perfect time. These are the things that you need to compete in those challenging games. So shout out to Chris Carpenter, dynamic kick returner with the receiver, obviously, and Almendarez for the solid field goal kicking. Talk about challenge, right? I'm going to bring up this video. Well, first, we're going to go to Pick and Pull. Pick and Pull sponsors this video. This is mine. It's not going to be a football play. Alex sent me his request, but I decided to go a different direction. We're not discussing X's and O's really because I can't go back and forth asking questions and everything. So I'm going to kind of have a different Pick and Pull. But first, let's hear a message from our sponsor, Pick and Pull.
Don't want that old car but don't know what to do? Call Pick and Pull and turn that old car into cash. We buy more because we pay more, running or not, and we'll pick it up free. Pick and Pull has the largest inventory in South Texas with over 4,500 parts cars, so we need to buy. Go to pickandpullsa.com for more details. Pick and Pull. We buy more because we pay more.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
Thank you to Pick and Pull for partnering with us here on Toro Talk and the San Antonio Toros. So, like I said before the commercial break, like Alex usually picks the X's and O's, and he wants to show a dynamic play, right? I got a little bit more swag to me. Alex might not know what the word swag is. He's not here to develop. He's got a week before I see him. Actually, 2 weeks, because we'll have a special co-host with Alex next week. But this is my pick and pull moment of the day.
Is there a specific team that y'all are looking forward to playing against?
I mean, in my mind, I'll let these guys say what they want. I could care less who's across from us. We just want to go out and be the best we can be.
All right.
Can I say what I want? Say what you want.
Here we go.
We want the UFL.
We want the UFL. We talked about all the dominance, right? That's going on in the Continental Football League, and I think the team's got that kind of swag that they believe they're at a higher level than everyone else, their competition right now. So they want the next challenge, and any good team wants that next challenge. And for them to come out and Bedwell to trust them that they're not going to say anything crazy, and he says you can say whatever you want. And they say, we want the UFL. There's smiles on the stage, and we'll replay that if you want. Or you can go check it out on the Toros social media or Josh's social media. I think he shared it like 48 times in the last 48 hours. But they want the UFL. Can they match up with the Louisville Kings? Can they match up with the Houston Gamblers? Can they match up with a team that took away the San Antonio pro football team, the Orlando Storm? Can they match up with that? I'm pretty certain that they can. Look at the roster. You got a veteran quarterback, then you got a dynamic quarterback coming in after, right? You got Chris Carpenter that we've seen in the big leagues. You got Eccles Looper, right? Pure just signed, right? Ramon Pure, you seen his stats in his first week with the Toros putting up those numbers. The defensive line is dominant. We talked about in the preseason that the defensive backs are from strong school pedigrees, big schools pedigree. You've got the underdogs. You got the Mary Hardin, University of Mary Hardin, Baylor. Yeah, you've got the D3 guys. You've got the big schools like Louisville with Pure. You've got Will Arndt from Western Connecticut. You've got guys from all ranges. You got all the UTSA guys, right? You got all the Texas guys that have played in big-time football. They might not have made it to the NFL or done anything crazy, but they played in big-time football. And you've got the body types, right? If you look at the league right now, in the Continental Football League, their body types are just different. So here's a challenge to Mike Rapoli and the UFL. Let your guys go to the NFL. Let them get a shot in the camp, in the training, right? Let the starters go to the training camp. That's the whole purpose of spring and summer football, right? To get the guys to the next step. So the next step from the UFL is probably the NFL. Let them get into camp. There's going to be enough guys left over. In the middle of November, let's do it in the Alamo Dome for fun. But in the middle of November, maybe you do it in December before the playoff starts, or on the same week as the Army-Navy game. You can watch that, and then you can go to the spring-summer game in December. You take the San Antonio Toros against the UFL leftovers, all-stars leftovers. And that's no criticism to the players that are left over, but the ones that didn't stick with an NFL team. You give Chris Redmond, right? Lord knows we don't need A.J. McCarron. Anthony Beck probably will blow the game. If you honestly, in big moments, will probably blow the game. So you give Chris Redman, you give Shannon Harris, right? Fred Keiss, get the guys that have been real successful in the UFL. Give them time. Keep the team together. Have the same rosters. Do you want to try the continental shift? That's a whole other thing. Line up and see if the all-star team of the leftovers from the UFL can beat the Toros. My money is on San Antonio Toros. If you give all that time to Bedwell and Glanville with this group of guys, they want the UFL. Give them the UFL. And how about this, Mike Rapoli? If the Toros win, you haven't announced your 10th team yet, right? You got Oklahoma City. There's a bunch of rumors out there. Here's your 10th team. San Antonio Toros. And then whatever market you're going to use, you can move Houston, or you can move any of the underperforming teams. But you got the head-on-head, right? Toros, leftovers. In a game in December. Winner stays. Toros don't win. You won't hear anything from me. But my money's going to be on the Toros. Everything they've done has been a home run. I said that last week. They don't hit singles, they hit home runs. They don't hit doubles, they don't look for the walks, they hit home runs. And it's not like they're the Oakland A's where it's just strikeout or home run. They just hit home runs. Look at the scores. We're talking we're how many games in the season? The offense is already over 1,000 yards, touchdown passes, 3 interceptions. Jandre has 169 yards with 5 touchdowns. Andrew Henry is carrying the ball for 10 yards per carry out of the backfield. Duran Hill leads the team in tackles, 15, and a forced fumble. Hearns is putting on a lockdown performance, racking up 5 passive breakups and 2 interceptions. My money goes on the Toros. Every single time. I want to thank South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, Big Red, and Pick and Pull Auto Parts for partnering with the San Antonio Toros. I want to thank Alex for taking a week off because I got to actually talk this week. I want to thank Coach Bedwell and Glanville and the entire staff for putting on a show. It's entertaining. Even if the game's out of hand, it's entertaining because you see actual real football going on in the city of San Antonio. I want to thank all the fans that came out this past week and continue to build on this. Go bring 3 more friends. Spend $30 and say, you're coming with me, you're coming with me, and you're coming with me. Let's go. And if you already had 2 buddies, now we're up to we're adding 3 more on each side. Now you're adding 6 more. Now we got 8 guys going into it, or women. And if you got more, and if everyone does that, the 3,000 goal, 4,000 goal is attainable. So let's do this all together. Just like our partners, once again, South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, Big Red, and Pick and Pull. For Alex and his vacation, I'm Bryan Webster. For my mess back there, because I'm remodeling the closet, this has been Toro Talk, the official podcast of the San Antonio Toros and traditional Alex. So long, everyone.